Right guys, welcome into another video, and quite a fun one because we're testing a potential new product. I'm wearing the SwingMotion by Moxi, not to be confused with the Hack Motion. This is a different beast entirely, where the Hack Motion is focused entirely on how your wrists have behaved in the golf swing. So deviation, flexion and extension. This is going to look at your swing as a whole. So you can look at your wrists, you can look at your torso, and you can look at your hip rotation. So where Hack Motion is focusing in on your wrists, this is going to focus on your entire swing. Now, I've just hit a stock pitching wedge, and the SwingMotion has analyzed my swing and told me where my wrists are positioned during the top and the bottom of my swing. Now, in both instances, my wrists are too extended. So there's too much extension this way. What that means is I'm flaring open the golf club, and then at impact, I'm early releasing and flicking through. So not a great score report for my golf swing. But what this unit does means I can start to practice some swings and practice some positions and find those in the app and find where suits my swing best and where fits those parameters. So for example, I'm getting too extended at the top, so I can start to bring that down and create a more sort of neutral and well-positioned top of my backswing. And that's gonna make the downswing a whole lot easier. So let's try that. I'm gonna bring that top of the backswing number down towards the optimal numbers. Now, as you can see, I was focusing on the top of my downswing, my backswing, and I've improved that number. I've brought the number down to 19, so I'm more neutral at the top of my swing. So you can see my downswing has gone to pot. I have overextended. Even though the top was better, the bottom got worse. So let's start focusing on that. I'm gonna try and maintain the shaft lean on the club so that we get a nice penetrating flight. So as you can see, by trying to focus on flexing that wrist as I come through the golf shot, I've brought that further down towards optimal. Now, you can see both are still amber. It takes a little bit of time to change your golf swing. I've improved, but I've still got a lot of work to do. So I can also look, if we scroll down on the screen, I can also look at my tempo during the golf swing, which generally looks okay. I can look at my speed. I can look at a number of different parameters to get a better idea of how I've delivered the golf club. And it seems like positioning is the problem that I have. So we can take a look into more detail of the golf swing. Let's have a look at my torso rotation during the swing. Right guys, as you can see, the SwingMotion has changed. I'm now wearing one of the devices on my back. Now what that's going to allow is it's going to track my torso rotation through the swing. So as you can see on screen now, as I swing, it's tracking my rotation. Now, throughout the swing, it's also going to track your sequence between your arms and your torso, and it's going to track your speed and tempo. So let's hit a shot. Let's make sure we're on pitching wedge and hit a shot and see what it says about my swing. I mean, it's a gorgeous shot. Oh, it hit the post I was aiming at. Okay, so I've hit a shot here, and we can look into a huge amount of detail to do with how I've delivered the golf club and how my torso has reacted through the swing. So rotation-wise, I'm good on the way back, but lacking a bit of rotation on the way through. If we then look at the forward bend, this looks pretty good, but I've got a bit too much of a forward bend going on in the address position. So I'm going to struggle with sort of low point. I might end up hitting it fat. And then if we go into side bend, that's the way you come through here. I'm getting a bit excessive into my right side. So I need to focus on probably trying to get my left side moving through the golf ball a little bit better. So I'm going to try and do a little bit of work on this and see what we can get with our final results. That was my best swing of the day. Now, as you can see in that second swing, we've got a lot better to do with our forward bend and also our side bend through the swing. However, I've lost a bit of rotation on the way back and the way through. That's probably because I'm babying the swing a little bit. Now, let's move on to the final thing we're going to look at today, and that is hip movement. Now, as you can see, SwingMotion has changed again. I've now got a device on the back of me on my waistband. This is going to track my pelvis rotation on my hip movement throughout my golf swing. Now, I've just hit a swing, and I'm quite happy to say the only thing I need to work on is my rotation through impact. Luckily, this has popped up green everywhere. So I'm gonna try and focus on getting my hips through the golf ball quicker. That should help that hip rotation. Let's see what I can do with a swing. So guys, what we've learned from this very, very long divot line is that I'm struggling with getting more rotation through impact. Everything else is staying relatively similar. So we're getting greens throughout the board, but my impact, I need to work on getting my hips through faster. That's probably a little bit of flexibility and some coaching. Now, some other features that are really cool about SwingMotion are not just the shot history, so you can go back and you can analyze your sessions. That's something I would be really deep into. If you're a bit of a data nerd, it's a lot of fun looking into individual swings. But also there's an AI swing coach in there that's going to give you some tips on how to use the data to improve your swing. So if you don't understand what the data means, that's going to be your port of call. That's also something worth noting. If you're a golf professional, this could be a great diagnosis tool for when you first get a student. Strap them into this and you're going to get a really good detailed look at their swing in no time at all. So that is your whistle stop tour to SwingMotion. It's a new product for us and we are wondering, should we stock it? So if you think we should, comment down below and let us know. It gives a really deep dive into your swing. It looks at a lot more parameters than some other tracking systems out there. But one thing remains, if you're going to change your swing, I would recommend getting a pro's advice to try and understand how to change it. This is going to identify your problems and fixing them is probably best left to a pro.